Medieval Dynasty is a game where you can go back in time and live out your fantasies of building your own village from scratch. The player is dropped within the game world with barely clothes on their back and a few simple tools to get them started. From there, the player must decide if they want to create a family, have their own village, have their own shop or farm, or even just explore the wilderness that they've been given. However, the game doesn't always do the best job explaining things to the player, so let's take a look at some basic tips to help jumpstart your adventure. One of the first things you'll do after spawning into the world and wandering to your first village will be to interact with the local townspeople. You can talk to everyone in this game, and from there you can choose to trade with them, have conversations with them, or flirt with them, along with asking if they need any help with quests or just tasks. Through talking with them, you'll also have the ability to increase their opinion of you, which can help in various ways, including when the time comes, actually being able to recruit them into your own village. But we'll talk about that on another video. It's important to remember, however, that different NPCs will respond differently to the same dialogue. So try to keep in mind the person's personality before you click a response. Otherwise, you may actually lose opinion. Now, before moving on to crafting, let's do a quick rundown of different menus within the game. Pressing tab opens up your main inventory screen along with things like the journal and tech trees and stuff that we'll get to a little bit later. From here you can equip different tools to your hotkeys, along with different clothes for when the weather changes, along with food that you can consume and other things like that. Note that in the journal section there's also a knowledge tab which can help you look up information that maybe is not covered in this video you've forgotten. Next up is our construction wheel, which is going to show us how to craft our basic tools for survival along with the buildings that we're going to create for our village. We'll take a closer look at this in a moment. And last but not least is inspector mode. When activated, this mode helps you find tools that you've dropped on the ground, along with various other information that you can unlock through leveling up. Taking a look at the crafting menu, we'll be able to build basic tools that we need to survive, along with buildings that we can create, along with other various survival tools such as campfires. You'll also be able to see the required materials to create each of these objects within the menu. Soon after visiting the first village, you're going to be able to build your first house. To do this, you'll have to gather various resources, including logs, sticks, and straw. However, first you're going to have to build a stone axe. To do that, you'll have to search the ground for sticks and rocks, and it's important to note that you're going to need rocks and not stone, which are two different types of resources. Once you have these materials, open up your crafting menu and select the stone axe, and left click to craft your axe. Once your axe is crafted, equip it in the inventory screen, and you'll be able to chop down trees. After a few whacks, the trees will fall over, and after a couple more whacks, the trees will be turned into logs. Along with logs and sticks, you'll also need straw. Now this one might be a little bit tricky to figure out where to get, but you'll be able to find them growing in the reeds down by the river. From here you should be able to harvest all the straw you'll need. With the logs in your inventory, you'll be able to start building your house, navigating through the building menu and selecting the simple house. Keep in mind you'll have to have somewhat flat ground, along with an area free of any obstacles, to plant your foundation. Next, you'll need a building hammer, which if you don't have, you can craft from the menu. After that, equip it, and you'll be able to see the different parts of the house that you have to build. Now that you have a place to live, let's focus on finding food to survive. Although you will be able to find mushrooms and berries on the forest floor, trapping and hunting is a much better way to stay fed. At the start, the only trap you'll be able to create from the crafting menu is a rabbit trap. Get the resources and find a suitable place on the ground to place it, and come back and check it later to see if you've caught anything. Keep in mind that traps have a limited number of uses, and that you can only have a certain number of them placed at once. However, you will be able to raise that number later. Before you go hunting, you'll want to create a stone knife. This is what allows you to harvest the resources of an animal after you kill it. Once again, you'll be able to find that in your crafting menu, And along with that, you'll want to create wooden spears, which can be created from logs. I recommend building more than one spear because animals require multiple hits from thrown spears, and these spears can also break after a limited number of uses. Once crafted, equip the spears in your inventory screen. When you find a target, simply hold right click to aim and left click to throw. Keep in mind that your crosshair is a little bit off and you tend to throw them to the right. Then walk up to the animal and you'll be able to harvest it for meat and leather. Now if you have trouble finding your thrown spears, be sure to click left alt to enter inspection mode and be able to find them much easier. Now that you have food, let's cook it. Either create a campfire or go back to your house and tap E while looking at it, after you've used your torch to start a fire. From there you'll be able to roast your meat, so that way it won't poison you after you eat it. Now that you have a more immediate food supply ready, we can look into growing crops which take more than one season to produce. To set up a field, open your building menu and find a suitable spot to create your field. You'll be able to make your field up to 16 by 16, but keep in mind that bigger fields will cause bigger taxes when you have to start paying them. Once you've marked your field, equip or craft a simple hoe and start prepping your land. After setting up your land, you'll have to find seeds. Luckily, someone in the first town you visited should sell you a variety of seeds and also show what seeds are good for what season. Now, if you need money to be able to purchase the seeds, I recommend getting either quickly gathered materials such as straw or sticks and selling them, or creating tools such as your stone axe and stone skinning knife. Now, once you've determined what seeds you're going to purchase, you'll have to craft a simple sack from the crafting menu, and holding right click you'll select what kind of seeds you want to drop. Once selected, you can go to your plowed fields and left click to start spreading the seeds around. And with that, your farms will be set up and ready to go. Finally, let's take a quick look at skills and technology. Opening your tab menu and navigating to skills, you'll be able to see your progress in various categories. From this menu, you can see your current skill points available, how many skill points you've spent, your current XP towards your next level, and the required XP to reach the next level. Now with these skill points you can invest them into different traits, but remember you're going to need to have skills of lower tiers before you can get to the higher ones. Technology is closely related to skills. By doing various activities you'll earn technology points, which will unlock new buildings along with blueprints that you can purchase with money. These allow you to craft different useful tools, such as a bow for hunting. Okay everyone, that's going to cover it for this guide. If you feel I've missed something, please let me know in the comments, and be sure to check out the next guide where I'll be talking about recruiting new people to your town and how to manage them. If you found this guide useful, be sure to like and subscribe for more content.